And good morning to the listeners of Buta FM.
You are Reverend Lebesi. Am I pronouncing it properly?
Yes, that's correct, Reverend Libisi. I normally hear other people in KZN say Lebese.
Lebesi is in milk, ne?
Yes, as in milk. It's Reverend Libisi, the Tsonga Reverend.
Oh, you are Tsonga.
That's correct.
Okay, wow. I think you're the first Tsonga. Oh, the second, I'm not sure, but it's so blessed to have you. I've always wondered, I know of the fivefold ministry. You have the pastor, the teacher, the fivefold ministry.
Yes.
So then you find your bishops, right, which I'm not sure where they fall into, and then you find yourselves called the reverend. So maybe you can explain to the likes of myself and the people mostly that don't understand the title of a reverend.
Oh, okay. I'm from the church, Zulu Congregational Church.
Okay.
Yeah, we are the congregational. The pastors there are not called pastor, but the reverends.
Okay.
The congregation get to nominate you to say, we see Mr. Libisi fit to be our leader, our spiritual leader.
Okay.
And then there's a process that you have to undergo. We've got a body that is called synod,
Okay.
which is governing the pastors in our church.
Okay.
Let me just say the reverends.
Okay.
And then your circuit that appointed you, they will put in an application to a structure called the regional structure in the region where you are based.
Okay.
And then the regional structure will also put in a supporting document that will be sent to the body synod.
Okay.
And then synod will forward it. Before it forward it, they'll have to do interviews with you. You have to attend. We've got a school, by the way, at our church.
Okay.
The ministry school. You have to undergo. You have to attend, and then after that, the COM, based depending on the approval of the COM, and that you meet the criteria and everything. Obvious, there are things that you have to meet, and then you will be appointed as a reverend.
Oh.
Yes.
So
of
can
the
I
church.
be appointed as a reverend as for example, if I'm just a church member, or must I be maybe in the office of a pastor, then I get to be reverend?
Okay, no, you have to be a member of the church at least for 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you have to qualify. Obviously, you have to have a qualification in ministry.
Okay.
You have to be a married person,
You.
and from the age of 25 upwards.
Okay.
But it's up to 60 years now. After 60, no ways, then you have to go for pension.
Okay, so you're no longer a reverend after 60.
Okay, after 60, no, I mean you won't be ordained as a reverend at the age of 60. But at the age of 70, you can retire. But if you still feel that you can proceed, you will never be forced to retire.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, because with ministry it's difficult to retire, hey?
It's difficult. It's a calling, eh?
It's a calling, yeah.
Yes.
So do you also get ordained?
Yes, on the COM, that is the Committee of Management, of which I'm also part of that committee. That's a national committee of Zulu Congregational Church. Okay, you get ordained at the national conference.
Okay.
If your application was approved, and if you meet the criteria and you completed the course, the ministry training at the Zulu Congregational Church, then you will be ordained at the annual conference, which is always held on the first week of July each and every year.
Okay, but I'm sure part of the requirements that they look at is your spiritual growth, right?
Yes.
I think that's the main element. That should be the main element.
That's the main element, because calling is very much taken into a serious account, because that's the problem, First Lady, that people qualify with qualifications, but the problem, they don't have a calling. You understand? So you have to have a calling, and that's why they don't just ordain you, but they also visit the circuit that appointed you to become, or that chose you to become a reverend, they go and visit that circuit. They conduct interviews with people who knows you, and they are trying to see what kind of a person will you be able to be a minister in the Church of God.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, do you guys also, let's say now when you're a reverend, do you also operate in the fivefold ministry, maybe under evangelism or prophet or apostle? Like, what would be now your operation?
Oh yes. Let me say this. Like our church, we're having a structure, as I stated, that is a committee of management, which we can say is the governing body of the church.
Okay.
It's like the government,
it's like the body.
the body of the church.
Okay.
And then that body also, within that structure, we've got the president. You see, we don't have the bishop or the apostle, but we have a president. Currently, we have a Right Reverend Dr. S. Hlophe, Sithembiso Hlophe, who is the president nationally.
Okay.
Yes, so we are all serving under him, and the committee of management in conjunction with the synod body. The synod is the one that governs the reverends and the deacons.
Okay. The deacons.
The deacons,
You
yes.
guys take it straight by the biblical, concept. The deacons.
The deacons. We have the sub-deacons, and then we have the chief deacons.
It seems like a very broad system of operation.
Yes, it is broad system of operation, because no one in this church can say I'm in charge. You understand? Because even the president accounts to the committee of management.
Okay.
You see, the pastors, all the structures, the committees account to the COM. All the pastors also account to the synod, pastors and the deacons. So you will never come with your own things and say, now I want to implement this. No ways. We account to the relevant structures.
So synod is more like the body that you affiliate with.
That's correct.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yes, First Lady.
So maybe you can take us through your journey in ministry. Right? How long have you been in ministry, and when did it all start?
First Lady, you see, let me say, I grew up in this church. This is the only church that I know. Okay, but I know other churches because I do visit a lot. And then, my journey in the ministry started way back in 2010, when I was ordained as a deacon, as a chief deacon, at the conference which was held in Katlehong, here in Ekurhuleni. I was ordained as the chief deacon under the circuit of Davidton Circuit, which was led at the time by the late Reverend D.P. Nkosi, one of the greatest men of God. May his soul rest in peace. We laid him to rest in March this year. Also is the man that I learned a lot from. So my journey started there as a chief deacon. And then in 2014, there was a new circuit that was established here in Davidton, which is called Ngubela Circuit. That is the circuit that I am currently leading now. So the circuit didn't have a minister, but I was now in charge as a chief deacon. But then, as a chief deacon, there are duties that you can't perform, which only the reverend must perform, like the blessings of the kids, conducting marriages, all that. So we had a reverend, also may his soul rest in peace, Reverend Nkonyana from Tsakane. He was leading that church, our circuit in Ngubela, here in Davidton. So the circuit committee sat down, and then they decided to have a meeting, and I was called in, and they said, Norman, we see you are ready to lead us. Yes, as a reverend.
And then your journey in, like, as a child of God, how far back does that date us?
Very far, First Lady, because I was born in this church. My grandmother's grandfather, my parents, They were in this church, and then I grew up in this church. Let me say, from I was baptized in this church. I grew up in the youth structures of the church. Then what happened, First Lady? I joined the South African Police, by the way.
Serious, you're a police.
Then I was in the South African Police for 22 years.
Okay.
And then
22 years.
Yes.
That's a long time.
Then I served in many units, including the crime intelligence
Wow.
at the provincial office. And then I was also a commander of the Benoni tracing team.
Wow.
At the Benoni SAPS, Benoni police station, known as
But
Hapas.
Mfundisi, now you look familiar. Nothing can somewhere, but yeah, that should be long.
Yeah, maybe you saw me in Leleni arresting and praying for some suspects. Well, First Lady, then in the journey, you know, as a police officer, a lot of things happened. And then a lot of things happened which clashed with my spiritual journey. But then I don't want to go there because it was not an easy journey in the South African Police Service. But I can say,
so basically the things we're seeing now in Madlanga, they are true.
They are 100% true.
Sure.
Yeah, they are 100% true. Therefore, a lot of things happened, and then I saw that many things happened to me specifically, and even my colleagues. I remember, First Lady, there were guys who served with me at the crime prevention unit in a long time ago. I think we were 5 of us, and we were called the Big Five because we were performing. We had lots of successes. But then I can tell you today that all those guys are no more.
Sure.
And those guys were attacked, killed.
Sure.
I was also shot in the ICU for 2 weeks, but here am I today. Then I took a stand. I said, "No, what? God has been with me." You know that song that I love. That song. Whenever I'm driving alone, I normally sing that song that says, "Ukube wena, ubungenathi, ngabe safela endleleni." Then when I look at myself, I say, "No, God has a purpose with my life." So that's why it kept me throughout those difficult situations. And many people died, but here am I. I'm still alive. I survived alone and a lot. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to serve God. I will serve God with everything. So that is why then I went back to church. You understand? Because I was going and
you were 50-50?
50-50.
Okay.
Then I went back to church one day and I gave this testimony that I'm telling you today, this morning. Then I said, you know what? Even tears rolled in my eyes. And I said, when I look back, what happened? I lost many people.
Sure.
But here I am still alive. Not because but because of God's mercy. And then I said, I'm going to serve God with everything. When I dedicated my life back to church, then Davidson Circuit nominated me as the chairperson of the circuit. Then I led the circuit with distinction. Then the Davidson Circuit nominated me again to be a chief deacon. That's why now my journey started, you understand. Then I started giving my 100, not even 100%, 150%, more than 100 to the church.
And then did you move away now from your occupation?
Then I left the South African Police when I get other opportunity at the, you know, they call it greener pastures.
Oh, the greener pastures.
Okay. And now I'm working as a private investigator.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm full-time employed, but then also on the other side, I've got my own practice on the side, which is called AMUSASI. AMUSASI, Security and Investigation, doing forensic investigation, criminal investigation, all that. But
and
then
now you can do it as a child of God.
As a child of God.
And compromise.
And now I'm even more successful more than before. because everything, God is leading me. You understand? If you go on your own, I'm telling you, you're gonna have lots of problems. But I can tell you now, I'm able to do that, and I'm able to fulfill God's purpose.
Wow.
So then in 2014, I was appointed a reverend of the church, and then also I was appointed as the regional chairperson of Zulu Congregational Church, Ekurhuleni. We still call it the Eastern Region because we're using the regions in Zulu Congregational Church. Then became the chairperson of the region. That was from 2011 up until 2024, when I was now nominated as the trustee of all church assets nationally.
Wow.
Ngiyacabanga lady, I can go to any church and say, hey, let's here, these are my buildings.
Is it?
No, yeah, just joking. But I'm now a trustee of all church movable and immovable assets.
Yeah, it means they trust you, Muslim Fundis.
Yeah, you have to be a trustee. That's why in Zulu they say isethenjwa.
Oh, okay.
You have to be trusted. We have trustees in the church, which is the general treasurer, the general secretary, the trustee of development of the church, and then the trustee of assets. That is me. That's then I'm serving now at the national office.
Wow, wow. Yeah. You've really climbed through the ranks, eh? You've really climbed through the ranks.
Yes, yes. So yeah, I'm focused in God's work. I First Lady, you won't believe. I'm very, very busy serving God. I rather serve God and impress God than impressing people.
Let's just hold it there, Fundisi.
Yes.
I'm just gonna take us through our break. That's gonna last for a few seconds, and then we're gonna bounce back when you're gonna share with us what you have prepared for us today. That is Reverend Lebese in the studio. I hope you are listening to that powerful testimony that he's sharing with us. 28:08, it is the time of the hour. You're still listening to Root FM on October 2, your home of great music. Stay blessed.